Chapter 9, Drita. Nene, I say when I'm coming home from school, are you all right? It is still daytime outside, but in the living room of my house it feels like night with all the windows closed and dark. My mother lies on the old orange couch in her nightdress and slippers. Even in the dark, I can see her face looks like she's crying. I put my hand on her shoulder. I did a good job in school today, Nene, I tell her. But my mother doesn't even seem to hear me. She just lies back on the pillows and closes her eyes. I got a new math book. I think I know as much as anyone else, maybe more. My teacher thinks I'm a smart girl, I tell her, but her face stays sad. My English teacher says, "Excellent" to me, Nene. This is a word for good work. I do not know what is wrong with my mother now that she is in America. I do not know what is making her so different. Maybe in Kosovo she was not so happy, but now that we are here, she lies on the couch all day, just wrapped in a blanket, crying and sleeping. This is all she does now. For a long time, I cannot think of anything else to say, but finally I do. Too bad it's only a lie. I made many friends, I tell her. At last, my mother opens her eyes. Ah, my Zerma im. I knew you would. How exciting. Tell me about them, she says finally. Well, I tell her, trying to keep the lying from my voice. There is Evela's. She has pretty eyes and interesting clothes like a rock star. And Kayla, who is small and very pretty. And then there is my favorite. Her name is Brandy. She is the best of all the girls. She is just like Fattori. Oh, Fattori, my mother says. I remember her. She was so popular. Did she answer your letter? Not yet. But Baba says mail from Australia takes a long time, I say, hoping I'm right and that my friend Fattori has not forgotten me. My mother lies back on the couch, and soon she is sleeping again. I hear my grandmother's voice. Drita, come help me with dinner. We will let your mother rest, she says. Her voice has the same cheerful sound as always, but her eyes look troubled. What is wrong with Nene? Should we get a doctor? Why does she lie in bed all day? These are the questions that are in my head all the time now, but they would be wrong to speak about. I do not wish to disobey my family by being too guksmatar, too bold. Instead, my grandmother hands me the potato peeler. Tonight, she is making special Albanian food to celebrate the good thing that is happening for my family. Tomorrow, my father will talk to an American company about a new engineering job. Drita, the potatoes are waiting for you, my grandmother says when I come into the kitchen. Inside the big pot are the yellow potatoes I must peel and chop. Jishi is making her wonderful barak mimish. While I peel, my grandmother sprinkles the old wooden table with flour, brushing the white powder on the top. With one hand, she grabs 2 handfuls of flour, while the other hand cracks an egg into the center. Soon she is rolling the dough between her old fingers, rubbing and stretching it against the wood. While she makes the crust, I watch and try to remember. Someday, I will make birk mimish, and I will want to know my grandmother's secrets. Jeshi cuts the piece of soft dough and places it in the bottom of the dish. Now it is time for the potatoes and the green onions. My grandmother puts the dish in the oven. Soon the whole house is full of the sweet smell of birk mimish baking. Deliciji, my father says, sniffing the air when he walks in. Drita, Yeshi says, get the tray ready for your mother. My grandmother has set 4 places at the table for my father, my brother, herself, and me. Because lately my mother eats her dinner on the sofa, where she stays most of the time now. Many nights she eats very little, just 1 or 2 bites. I don't know how my mother can live eating so little, But my grandmother says not to worry. She says Mother eats when she is hungry, sometimes late at night after we go to sleep. But I don't know if I believe her. Never mind about that, says a voice. We look up, and there is my mother standing in the doorway. She is holding her old robe around her neck, and her brown hair is wild, but her face is smiling. Berik Mimish, she says. I remember that smell from my childhood. Dashi, my father says, jumping up. We thought you were resting. I have been resting all day. Now it is time to wake up, says Nene. I helped Geshi with the Berik Mimish, I tell her. Wonderful, says my mother. Hashim is so excited he is running in circles around her feet. My little bear, Nene says, picking him up. The look on my brother's face is surprised when she holds him. Nene does not hold him so much now, I think. My father pulls a chair out for her. Soon we are all eating together. The Berik Mimish my mother made is so good, and even my mother seems happy, laughing and giggling like her old self. To my new job in America, my father says, and we all raise our cups, even little Hashim. I am so happy, I cannot stop smiling. Inside I know it is finally happening. The good life my family will have in America is finally beginning.